Good evening, guys. I'm gonna have to be out today in this morning with my son at a doctor's appointment. So, just so you wouldn't feel sad, I wanted to make sure I did some problems for you so that you could get some help if you needed it. We're gonna do actually problem number 11 because I want you to notice right here I changed that number so this problem would work a lot better. So let's go ahead and review a tangent line problem. We're going to do a tangent line problem and we're going to do a couple application problems. The only difference in the problems we're doing now is the way we're going to take our derivatives. Product rule, quotient rule, chain rule, kind of all mixed together. So, equation of the line, tangent to the curve. X is 2. We need f of x, or f of 2, which is going to be our y value. And you'll see here, this is why I decided to change it to a 2, because it was a really ugly, I think I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing before when I may have changed it to a 3. I wanted this to be a pretty answer. There's another one you're going to do on this worksheet that's not very pretty, but this one comes out a little better. So this becomes 16. Square root of 16 is 4. So the point that we're going to use for our line is 2, 4. When you were doing the practice problems, they were in the textbook. They had the whole point figured out for you, so you didn't have to do this part. But it's good to remember, I typically only give you the x. Okay. Now we're going to need the slope, or m. We're going to get that from writing f prime. Okay. And if we take a look at our f function, it's this whole thing under a square root. Which we know in our world, we want that fraction exponent because we are going to do chain rule. I've got a big function raised to a power. So a little bit of chain rule here. Do my power rule. Around what's in the parentheses. So 1/2 down in front. Keep all the insides the same. Drop your exponent by 1. And then the chain is the stuff from the inside. That derivative, 4x plus 5. Okay. And you practice this on the front of the worksheet. Problems 1 through 6 are all chain rule of different types. I'll post the keys so you can check these. The only thing that's kind of adds on now is I got to evaluate this, and I remember I did change it to a 2. So it's a little messy. Once again, I kind of recommend doing things in pieces, not trying to necessarily make one big thing on your calculator. Now today, since I'm not there, I don't have the handheld calculators to pass out for you guys. So using Desmos for today is totally fine. If you need to, if you don't have a handheld to calculate this out. When you do type this into Desmos, you can kind of type it in one big swoop, mostly because of the way the Desmos interface works. You can see everything. It's a little harder on the graphing calculator, the handheld graphing calculator, boop, to type things in. See, like the way the Desmos stuff works, you can type 1/2, oops, make sure you move your cursor, kind of click up there, and then, you know, exactly what it looks like to squared. Make sure you kind of arrow over to get out of there. 5 times 2 minus 2. Oops. To the, and I use my caret, -1/2 times, looking for my work, 4x plus 5. So that was, I think, turned out to be 13. So you can see you get the decimal. You can click this to turn it into a fraction. I'm not going to go through the handheld with you right now because it's super hard for me to do that on the video, but we'll be happy to, well, I'll give you some opportunities to practice with the handhelds in class. I do have a bunch of them now, so we can use them. So 13/8 is ultimately what we end up with for the value of f prime at 2. So that is my slope. So I grab my point, 2, 4, and my slope. And I wrote down that my point was 2, 4. And therefore my line, y minus 4, 13/8, x minus 2. When you do number 12, it's going to be similar. You are going to do a quotient rule. Your derivative slope value is going to be a fraction again and a little messy, but go ahead and try that and you can check your answer on the key. All right, I'm going to stop this and then we'll make another video for another problem from this page. Stay tuned.